hate Philip not being here.
He loved it, doesn't he?
He's loving
He
the
loves
crap.
it.
Absolutely loving it.
Yeah, so really and truthfully, boys, what I'm thinking is we don't actually have a topic to talk about today, but maybe we make that the topic.
But at least we're all here.
At least we're all, well, except for of course.
Philip, you've changed.
He has, isn't he? How dare he go off and work? But no, ultimately, we could use this as a place to say that actually it isn't as scripted and as straightforward as everything is all the time. The internet is fake, we know this.
The intros were real.
Yeah,
Of
they
course.
were real, yeah,
Of course.
They were
were.
semi-scripted.
but for the most part, yes, we haven't scripted this because, in my defence, I was a little bit nervous about getting the mics working, which of course we've had the same bloody trouble with.
Always the problem with these.
It does always seem to be the issue.
It's when Phil's not here.
Yeah,
He must do something.
The trouble is, we're clearly technologically inept in comparison to Philip, but of course Philip is superior. So
Inept. Oh, I like that word.
yeah, it's a good word.
That's
I do
a
like
good
that
word.
Google it.
Google it. But yeah, so I mean, really, truthfully, we do need to discuss more on not just we're going to record it this day, but what we're going to record. Like today, we don't really have a topic. We have a couple of ideas, but for the most part, we don't have a set out. We want a half rough talk about that. Do you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I think like when Phil was saying from day one about what we want to try and achieve from the podcast, which I think we all agree on is life, dream vehicles, ideal scenarios. What would you do if you won the lottery? How's that going to work? Because this is all things we, as people, we all think about all the time. I drive to work. I just zone out. I'm like, if I had £1 million, what would I buy? Whoa!
There's a puddle.
Puddle.
Yeah, pothole. Let's talk about potholes.
Yeah.
Let's not. We're here too far too long.
That's where I was going with it. It's like it's what's happening in today's life, and then there's so many different things that happen all the time, and it changes so frequently. So to try and script something is hard.
Yeah, it is,
because you don't want to sit there and just go through one particular topic and go, "Thanks for watching." It's
because we're not on BBC Channel 1 or anything, or you know what I mean. It's just literally lads chilling out, having a good time, babbling on about stuff.
Yeah,
that's all we are. That is all we are.
We've done.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Pretty
That's
much.
the point of this. We will, I dare say, eventually move into like doing the bikes and the cars and bits, having a bit more media presence with some of that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But again, it's just finding our feet really. But yeah, I think today is we've concentrated so much on getting the microphones working, had trouble with that, that we haven't really got anything to as such to talk about other than we don't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, apart from setting up these mics.
Yeah.
And how we done it.
Yeah, what brand are they? We don't recommend them.
Don't recommend them. Do not.
Although to be fair, it's probably user error. But
Yeah, operator
oh,
error.
it's without a doubt, it's got to be used.
That's it.
RT FM, is it?
RTFM.
RT,
RTFM would definitely be
There
that.
is, I've not even seen the manual.
Yeah, I've not seen a manual actually. Oh, they're probably in the loft where the rest of the stuff is for this.
Well, I think weren't these in the loft for like the first segment? Wasn't
Yeah, a lot of it was. It's I don't know, some thing.
Sound enhancer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I thought it was to stop spit, but I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Just let it roll off the tongue. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's it.
But I suppose that is the whole point of free flow conversation, isn't it? And having a chat to just discuss various topics here and there. It's not scripted. It's not rehearsed. We don't sit there and go, right, you talk, then I talk, and then you talk, and it's just having a chat. It's a shame Phil's not here, but he's off saving the world, and he can't.
He'd argue that, but yeah. Actually, no, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
So absolutely right. I'm saving the world, providing all that nutritious, fantastic, golden liquid we all love.
Yeah, oil.
Yeah. Although he doesn't drill it, does he?
No.
Provides
He fixes machines that break constantly. I'm sure. If it's anything like what I do for a living, they break all the bloody time.
Oh, yeah, second that.
Yeah.
Third that.
I'd argue that one.
Them computers I use every day. Whoa.
Having to wait for IT to turn up.
Well, then pens run out of ink constantly
Actually, I can tell you now, someone received an email the other day saying, have you tried turning your screen off and on again to see if it works? And I just was like, literally, clearly computers are not your strong point, are they?
Yeah, that's it. See, funny enough, now what I do for a living and where I work, a lot of that can actually be fixed by turning it off and on again.
Yeah, but not the screen.
No, not just the screen. No.
The computer itself, yes, I get that.
Yeah.
Like
But
soft
just the screen,
reset, as
no.
if you want to call it, yeah. But the screen on a computer,
It's the old Japanese reset. Although actually at work we call it the Chinese reset because generally we think of it as a bit cheaper.
Well, that's where it's made.
Well, yeah, 90% of the stuff is, but that's everywhere you go, isn't it?
Well, so it's different. I suppose it's massively different in vehicles now, isn't it? I think because everything's so electronically based. I mean, and literally, this is a story from the other day. One of the lads come up, a lad called Oggy. He said, "Can you do me a favour?" Oi. He said, "Do me a favour." He said, "Can I have a look at this nugget with me?" And I was like, "Right, well, what's the problem?" He said, "Well, there's switches for heated seats, which all these campers have got them."
Yeah.
And he said, "I've looked at the one in the showroom, and there's a black, like a multi-plug, and a grey multi-plug. And then there's a blue multi-plug." I'm like, "Get to the point, mate." And he's like, "Well, one of them's missing on the vehicle that's just come in, but it's got the buttons on the dash." And I'm like, "Well, they start life as a combi, which is like a specifically made vehicle for conversion. So it's kind of between, say, a trend and a limited spec of custom van." And I'm sitting there going, "What on earth's going on here?" And he basically just turned around and said, "Look, the computer thinks that this software is in place, and it's not." And then he took.
You mean the hardware?
Oh, the hardware. Sorry, I think all the hardware's in place, and it's like got signals for it. And then he pulled the whole chair out and went, "Where's the cables?"
So it doesn't have it, yeah.
And I'm like, why do things need to be so bloody difficult now? Just either it fit them with all the equipment or not. Because isn't that what's happening in BMW at the minute? With all the cars, they're
It's all fitted, yeah. It's all
fitting
fitted.
everything, but not activating it.
Yeah, basically. So, and it's not just Audi do the same.
That's how it's
not
all
that I'm
gonna go.
defending BMW,
Of course not.
but no.
Fanboy.
But ultimately, yeah, they are all moving to a pay per unit system.
Like a
Subscription
subscription.
fee.
It's subscription. The life run everywhere nowadays runs on subscription fees. Anywhere that wants to invest anywhere, they're looking at: do you have any form of investment, any form of subscription based holding of a customer? So, I mean, it won't
It's
be
like
long.
customer retention, isn't it? It's like keeping
Exactly
them there.
that. But it won't be long before people will crack that. They probably already have. It happens with coding. All the stuff that I do for BMW stuff, or even up to G series, all the coding I can do. I do it all. I do it off my phone. And that stuff will inevitably enable all of those features at some point.
Of course it will.
Yes, the car will have to be online and it'll probably recognise in some way, but ultimately they cannot monitor it all the time. They can't. It's not going to happen. I know Mercedes are pretty strict with what they do with their stuff, and if you map the car and stuff and it's still on lease, they basically recall the car and some other stuff. But I might be wrong, but that's from what I'm told. But ultimately, they can't monitor every single vehicle forever. They can't, and they won't, and they're not going to constantly watch every vehicle all the time.
Imagine if they recall everything that's been done to some car
Well, Tesla,
out there.
I think
They will
Tesla
be
do
bloody
it.
busy.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah.
They would be.
I'm pretty sure Tesla do something similar. Like if you do something like against what they want, or like I think it's if you don't pay because they've got auto drive features.
Yeah.
If you don't pay for the vehicle or you miss a payment or miss X amount of payments, the car will auto drive itself back to a Tesla dealer.
Oh, imagine that.
Can you imagine?
Come out, they give
You
you a car,
absolutely where's it
your
going?
payments bounced.
It was an accident. No,
Don't
Watching
worry,
it on your
darling,
phone, drive
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
way
yeah.
back to a Tesla
Don't worry,
dealership.
darling. The restaurant's just down the road. I'm just going to turn right here.
I'm trying to get my Uber app out.
I thought you said right.
See you later.
Why's it going left? What's going on?
You imagine it? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
As if
so-
it would drive itself back, though.
Yeah. I
Imagine
wouldn't be
it.
surprised if that is the case. I've
You
not
can't
seen
pay,
it first,
it'll
but yeah,
drive itself
can't
away.
pay, will drive away.
Yeah, no one will take it away. It just comes back on its own.
It's not like a dog or a cat. There's no loyalty there.
It's like Bumblebee in Transformers. Just suddenly, no, enough.
No, I'm done. See you later.
I suppose it's going to go that way, though, isn't it? I mean, ultimately, you've
course it
got... Well, obviously, like all Fords now, all the new Fords have all got a Wi-Fi enabled modem built in for Ford Pass for like remote features and remote start and all this.
They claim it to be for our benefit, but it's not. In some respects, yes, it is, and it helps us all. But actually, a lot of it is so that they have a bit more control over it.
It's cloaked
Of course.
with the features. It's
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Of course it is.
You've got remote lock. You can see where you last parked it. You can do this. You can
Yeah.
do that. Check your fuel reading from your comfort of your own sofa.
Yep.
And these are all great features. And all go, actually, do you know what? Yeah, how much fuel have I got in there before I get up first thing in the morning and realise I've still got to go to the garage first? But it's going to get to a point where, because AI now is a massive thing now. I mean, we always knew about AI. There's been films for years, but it's very, very prominent now. I saw a couple of TikToks this morning. Some dude sat there with this tiny little module robot type thing, little lithium ion battery in there. He said within 15 seconds it's deactivated all your devices off your Wi-Fi network. Second you go to try and get your phone to pair back up, it intercepts it, and it's called like a 4-way handshake or something. Just takes all your data straight from it.
Yeah.
And it's just,
that's not
it.
uncommon. That's not new. That is old.
And that's the
but-
first time I've seen a video of it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus, like, it's going to get to a point where even a robot, I saw earlier on a robot, it said doesn't shoot people, and there's live people stood next to a mannequin. The robot's like trying to decide which, and then just like a 50 cal sniper rifle picks it up,
Trusting it.
right?
Fucking
But
hell.
the guy's got a mask on, right? If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
find it, I'll send it to you. Got a mask on, and he stood there next to a mannequin. This robot's got this gun, it's like a 50 cal sniper. Bang! And this mannequin just blows up in front of him.
Yeah, we do, yeah. I mean,
And I'm like, what
brave
the-
be the man that stood there
Yeah.
and was like,
No
yeah, I'll give it a
way.
go.
Probably
I
the
trust
guy,
it.
Probably the guy that coded it, right?
Yeah, you'd like to think it
You
was.
went-
It's like
Until he
same
gets hacked.
clothes, like black mask on both of them, same
Yeah,
clothes.
yeah.
And all, it's trying to, it's determining
It's looking
if
for
they're
a heat signature,
source.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
sure.
it detect live, like human life, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
picking up whatever? I'm like, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, no, I would not, regardless of
Humans can make a mistake, and we're malleable, whereas computers go wrong, man.
We're soft and squishy.
yeah, very.
But, yeah, moving on to
What
AI.
I'm paid
right?
for, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You own that.
You talk about AI, and that in itself is pretty impressive stuff. Like even now, like with ChatGPT 4, and
Yeah.
people,
It's come out of nowhere, right?
I've used that for a couple of bits, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely
brilliant.
amazing bit of kit.
Emails makes you sound very
Proper. Makes you
punctual,
sound like
and
you know what you're on
your
about.
grammar's in the right place,
Yeah,
and
people are using it for university degrees, and people have outright passed with fucking firsts and God knows what because they're just putting in what they want it to say, telling it to make a couple of mistakes and whatnot, and bang, done. And they're getting these answers out of it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an epidemic really, because you're going to have people moving into a field of whatever they're going to be doing, not actually knowing what they're doing,
relying on.
but they've got they're relying on. Oh God, I actually got away with that. Brilliant. I can't blame them in some respects, but at the same
The fire
time,
you're fueling is
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it so that if you start by using this to get you to your next stage,
Yep.
eventually 2 or 3 stages
yeah, of
beyond
course,
that,
yeah.
that's the only way that's getting completed is by using that.
Yep. But also,
AI.
how the hell are like schools and universities and colleges gonna differentiate?
I
That's
think
what-
there is. I think
but
there is a
how?
screening.
Like-
I've got a cousin going through university at the moment, and there is screening processes that they've put in place already because of.
because of AI.
Yeah.
I suspect that they'd have to. I guess they'll ask you about a segment on it, and you've got to pretty much rewrite what you said, or say sort of things. So you've got to know what you're talking about. I guess
There'll definitely be like algorithms out there, like which
Can
will
determine
kick
it's
off.
AI.
Yeah, it's definitely.
AI probably to detect AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless you've got, like, so obviously what my eldest is doing is mocks at the minute. So I mean, if you've got, because obviously they must be recorded, right? Like even
Yeah,
mock
yeah.
exams will be like
Yeah,
for
the
audit
exams and stuff,
compliance
yeah, yeah.
purposes. So even if when it comes to doing the real one, if you get to the end and they go, how did that assessment get written in that way? Let's revert back, and they can then
Yeah.
analyse with a human, kind of making a differentiation between the
Yeah.
we know the student, or I mean not that every teacher can possibly know every student, but certainly go through this paperwork and that paperwork. Do they even match up? Are they even remotely the same?
Yeah.
Is that a possible
Yeah,
way?
well,
of
they'll
screening?
probably just do like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 5 kind of check, like
It could
a
be
random
everybody.
pick to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
It
in
takes
the
too
group.
much
You know,
man
otherwise
hours.
it'll just be it'd be nuts.
You'd be there
wouldn't it?
forever, wouldn't you? That's the trouble.
Yeah, 100%.
But, well, I mean, that's the way the world's going to go, though.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
But then you've also got like AI that people are using a variation of ChatGPT, giving it access to certain things, and it's building websites faultlessly. It's building websites. It's building. I mean, I was using it the other day for the 3D printing and stuff I do to write some of the G code that I require and wanted to do certain features. And I don't even need to think about it. I just ask it what I want it to do, and bang, it writes the G code for me, sends it out. I literally just copy paste, done.
Takes
And
a lot of hard work out of it.
It does take all the hard work out of it, and it kind of takes it dumbs it down, of course. But you have to have an idea of what you want to do, of course.
Yeah, but it's
and
sometimes
the
it's harder to
capabilities and the
see.
limitations of the machine. But
Yeah, it's hard. It's easier to see something that you want
yeah, of course
than it is to think of it and then try and
Yeah,
write
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
in
Is that because
code.
the code is out there, like on the internet? It's
Yeah, because
somewhere.
G code is generally a very used, and it's quite old now, very used coding type, basically. So like a lot of things like 3D printers, like X-axis systems that move from there to there to there to there. Like it's old CNC stuff. Like it's a bit more fancy than that. Computer numerically controlled, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
But
I think of press machines of metal. Here's CNC.
yeah, similar principle. Yeah, the principle's the same. Obviously, you've got 5-axis routers. You got all that, lathes, mills,
It's just
they all
more
use
computer animated.
in some
isn't
respects.
it?
Yeah, they
Controls.
used to use G code. Some still do use G code, and generally, yeah, it's sort of what writes it to move left, move right, heat up to this temperature, cool down to that temperature, spin at that speed, move at that speed. It all defines on what the unit wanted to do. So like, it's a lot more basically used in 3D printing than it is obviously if you're going to work a 5-axis lathe or whatever, or 5-axis mill. It's a lot more complex in those things than it is 3D printers, but the principle is the same. So I just asked it what I wanted to do at certain times, after X amount of time, do this, after X amount of time, do that, after step whatever, do this, and it just writes the code for you. Have a quick read, make sure you're pretty sure happy with it, copy, paste, done. You haven't got to go through the G204, G101, all that sort of stuff.
For the more simple-minded people, that's all gone over my head anyway, even though it was being dumbed down by AI.
Yeah. Whoosh! But the thing is, I'm getting at, that it makes it accessible for the likes of yourself. People that don't know, but are interested, but don't know, and ultimately either don't have the capacity to learn or don't have the time to learn.
It's also a confidence thing as well,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
why would you walk into something that you don't know nothing about
Yeah.
when now there's something out there that can kind of guide you into it, and once you've done it half a dozen times, you'll pick it up anyway, right? So
Kind of like me doing the clutch of my bike, really, isn't it? Which is still not done.
Oh yeah, we've got to do that. That's another
That'll
thing.
be
put
me
that in.
doing it, but with a bit of guidance.
But you'll have an actual idiot instead of AI.
well, you could have AI as well. Sorry.
real AI.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
real AI,
we should
actual
get the
idiot.
AI up and then see if Doob can actually
Yeah.
train
Tell us how
himself off of AI.
We asked that. Yeah, we
to-
asked
When you
that.
see 8 lug nuts around the casing, remove them 1 through 8.
No, they were not nuts anyway, the bolts, but
See my point. This is my point. But you know, it's going to get to a stage where that is going to be so prominent in today's.
We should try this. We should
I'm
definitely
up for
try
that.
that.
I think I will.
Film you doing the clutch.
When we do your clutch, we'll
Well,
film
we
it,
could put
actually.
GoPro up, couldn't we?
We
Like,
could absolutely. I've got GoPro and everything. Yeah, we could.
I've got GoPro.
but it's just like set up the AI up there. How to change clutch on such and such.
Kawasaki Z800E.
And I did it again.
And to see it, like, what we could be about if you need us, but
Yeah.
I think that would be quite a
Interesting.
bit of a
Yeah, I
test,
think so.
you know,
A test for him, test for the AI, and
Well,
actually, but I reckon an interesting
We
video.
all know Doob is not very good with his digits, right? He's very good behind
What,
a
those chunky old
keyboard.
things.
Yeah, big old plates, the old shovels over here. But
The dinosaur.
academically, academically,
Yeah.
he can read a book, right? So well, it can't be much harder than that, can it? Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
So
That's it.
I'm just very heavy-handed with things. I think that's my issue. And if something's not quite,
it's the best way to
and I'm
be.
just like, bang. Well, look at Phil. I tried to take Phil's back wheel off because he was like, "Oh, don't feel stronger than me. Sort that out." And I'm like, "I'll take that."
You like that? Yeah, that's
So
it. I
there's
think
me
you want-
sat on the floor, feet on his back pegs or back of the front pegs. And I'm holding this fucking torque wrench, and I'm going right. Ting. Well, I just broke your torque wrench, man. Why am I using this anyway? Like this
Yeah,
thing he
yeah.
had. So of course I nipped down to Halfords and. used
Oh,
the
so he
old
made you buy a new one?
Well, he gave me the money,
Oh,
but I used my trusty old trade card I had from when I was a staff.
I've still got mine, yeah.
13 years ago, it still works.
Oh,
Got
I've
myself
still
a
got mine.
torque-
Shout out to the Halfords trade card. I love
yeah.
it. I love mine. It's brilliant.
Up at
Fantastic.
Halfords.
Up the Halfords.
Halfords.
When it would come back, got a whopping great breaker bar, 40-inch breaker bar,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was. He tried it, couldn't do it, and I'm like, this is a very intricate sort of splined socket for his bike, and I'm like, I don't want to break this. And I genuinely felt like I was going to, and
It's
I did it,
titanium,
I
I
just
think,
heard it, and I was like, did that work? I'm like,
Did it break?
Did I break it? I'm not sure, but
Was I turning it the right way?
thankfully though, we're all good. So
Yeah. So we'll have to leave it there. We've got obviously
moments of time.
moments of time left. So I don't think that's turned out too bad.
No, I don't think. I think we've done all right.
Yeah, waffled on from nothing. So
And if any of you can resonate with what we've discussed today,
Yeah, because resonating
please
about the
feel free to
topic.
participate. Drop a like, drop a follow, and you can hear more exciting conversations about AI.
yeah, well, yeah, and many other things.
And resonating
So
as
tune in
friends.
for the video that will be the test of whether I can actually operate with either AI and or my
Yes.
own digits.
Take it easy, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers
Take
now.
care.
See ya.
That was good.
Yeah, man, that was right.
Do you know what? Oh, there we go. Can you imagine if that's going? Right, are you going to push record or not?
To be fair, that was a lot easier than it was the other night.
Yeah, it was.
Dave, get in the door quick. He's got to be due a fart.
I held one in as I sat there and I thought, don't sneak out, please.